at the dawn of day. Marie Laveau had passed away in St. Louis Cemetery. She lays in a tomb. She was buried at night on the west of the moon. Oh, Marie Laveau. Oh, Marie Laveau. Hey, Marie Laveau. Hey, Marie Laveau. The folks still believe in the voodoo queen. Way down yonder in New Orleans. Way down yonder in New Orleans. That's it.
Welcome back to the Bloody Mary Show. Enter the spirit realm. Today we have two special guests from California, paranormal experts and workers for the U.S. Hornet. We have, and they're twins to boot. So we have Chris and Heidi. Welcome on in.
Hey.
Hi, how are you?
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for
Hi,
visiting.
hi.
It's very nice to
Welcome, yeah.
see you again. We met 2 years ago
We did in Las Vegas.
on a Ghost Adventures Aftershock show where we
Right.
happened to be teamed up, and now here you are in New Orleans, synchronistically, accidentally. When you travel, do you seek out paranormal sites because that's what you do for a living, or is that what you usually do when you travel?
It's interesting because I know for myself personally, I don't know about you, but when I book a room at any hotel, even if it's not to seek out anything, it's usually the haunted room or something will happen and they'll ask the front desk and they'll say, oh, well, that's the room that, so-and-so haunts, or so I'm always like, every time. It's a
So without
haunted room.
trying,
So,
yeah. Well, we have a lot of haunted hotels in New Orleans. Which one are you staying in?
I'm at the Conti, but you were at the Dauphine for
I
a
was.
moment.
The Dauphine Orleans?
Our traveling partner kicked me out. That's another story.
Ah, well, that would be part of what went on at the Dauphine Orleans historically, because part of it used to be a whorehouse, and men and women had trouble there all the time. So that's part of their bar is haunted, and that was one of the.
We were there right now. See,
Before I met
And,
you.
and my
That's
husband Matthew does tours there quite a lot, and ghost investigations. So yeah, it's hard to not get a haunted hotel in New Orleans. But I would like to talk a little bit about your venue. I met you and a gentleman who I believe
Gary, one of our docents.
who was also was he someone who was actually working on that ship when he was enlisted in the
He never
Navy,
He was in
or-
the Navy. He never served on the Hornet because the Hornet was decommissioned in '71. But he was a veteran, and he was one of our docents for our ghost tours.
Very
Because
passionate about
yes, I
spirits.
mean he shed
Very
tears.
passionate, yes.
Yes, he loved his spirits. He loved the brothers, and I believe having someone like that on a ship where there would be ghosts, other Navy men, that they would recognize that. So he probably got very emotional because of that.
Yes.
Empath. He's an empath.
Yeah, and the spirits definitely responded to him, very much so, and they would roll the flashlights, and he just had a lot of energy around him. So.
Yeah.
Well, that totally makes sense. But of course, they like pretty twins too.
They
so
do.
then they show to you up. Which ones show up to you more often?
Well, I think you get more. They see me a lot. They see me every day. So
They're bored with you.
I think plus these guys.
I'm like, yeah.
most of these guys were 18. That's the average age
Ah,
of a
okay.
sailor. So I think they look at me now and they're like, ooh, like, hey, mom. But when I
But
get,
you're twins.
I know.
Don't say no.
But when I get teenage girls on the tours, the activity is unreal because even teenage men.
Like that joke I've been saying that I mentioned on my tours earlier. Like sometimes it's because you look like somebody. Sometimes it's low cut shirts, and it
Absolutely
depends
right.
on what will trigger the spirit's activity. So I believe that I am going to try to come to be a guest in
August 13th.
August 13th. You're starting a paranormal convention on the Hornet,
It'll
which
be
is already known to be haunted, not only from the Ghost Adventure shows, but there have been writings about it too, and books too as well, right?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
right when we started restoring the ship, we had activity. Even when it was in the mothball up in Washington, it was right next to another carrier, and I believe the ghost kind of jumped ship over the Hornet as well, because that one went.
This is more of a party ship than
Yes, it wouldn't got scratched. Scraps.
scraps. So they
Scraps.
knew it, and they actually.
Yeah.
You think they joined in?
I do, because a lot
Wow.
of our
That's
windows that are we took a lot of parts off the Oriskany, so I think
Gotcha.
we have a lot of World War II aircraft carrier spirits, and they're not necessarily all Hornet, but they're definitely patriotic, and they're a lot of fun.
You need to go to the World War II museum. while
Going
you're
there
in
tomorrow.
town.
We're going
Yeah,
there.
because
Yeah.
I bet you'll get a lot of connections. In fact, you'll have to report back to me on what you feel there, because there might even be some information about the Hornet or the one scrapped or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
There, I mean,
no, I definitely believe.
Museums and places like that, and I guess you're a museum. The boat is a
Yes,
museum
I-
as well,
Yes,
right?
I'm the education director on board.
Ah, so you're the education director and you're the ghost director.
I'm the tour guide, so I do the ghost tours probably
She's my
twice a
employee.
month or so.
That's good. You took work.
I'm
for
the
your
boss.
sister.
My boss.
Yeah.
But that's actually it's funny when you say, because with the Hornet too, and probably like the cemetery tour that we took with you tonight, which was like super excellent and like
Very good.
lot of
Everyone's gotta
energy.
check out the
Very much
cemetery
so.
tour.
Part of like people come on the Hornet, and when you do the ghost hunts, I think they're bringing other spirits.
Oh, of
with
course.
them.
We don't walk alone.
Right, because I sometimes will get women's voices or just people. Everybody wants to assume that it's a World War II pilot, but not. I mean, I think it's everybody's there.
All
Well, it's also people that worked there before. It's people
Right.
that visited on the ship before. It's not just who lived or died there. I mean, it's got a long history. When was the boat made?
43.
In 43. And did it see a lot of missions? Let's say, out
Absolutely,
there?
it had one of the highest decorated, medals and battalions in World War II. And then it went on to serve in Vietnam as well. And we actually
Okay.
picked up all of the Apollo moon landings. Or
Oh, wow.
astronauts
Yeah.
recovery ship. So
Cool. So
Fun.
yeah, so it has a lot of
It
history.
is, yeah.
And it has a lot of spirits. So maybe you have some moon men on there too. That'd be cool. If they came with some hitchhikers for the moon, that'd be great.
I'd like to think
Get
everyone.
your ufologist for that.
I'd like to
UFO
think
guy.
everyone is a tall pilot. Looks like Cary Grant.
Okay.
And they're all in love with me. That's what I
Cool.
like to believe.
That's fine. Sure, if that works. But no, it is true. People do walk with spirits, but there might even be the concept of friends or families of the spirits that lived or died on the boat that
Right.
might be there momentarily with their son, with their grandson, with their husband, whatever the case may be. I know you said they're all mostly young men spirits, but yeah, not only. And then
But I
the
do
people that
think-
built the ship.
Yes, and I
Yeah.
do think that it's such a wonderful. There's something very special about the Hornet. So I do think that when, even if, like for instance, the Admiral is supposed to be our visitor ghost there, he died well into his 90s after the war, but he's back. So I think they come back to it.
Oh
again.
yeah, oh
So-
absolutely. To the places where they lived or loved, wherever there's energy. There's an old Celtic saying that I repeat constantly, is that you can retrace the steps of life and death. So it's not about where you died at, but where you have heart and where you lived at, So I'm glad that you came to visit New Orleans, and I'm going to do our best to try to get to, what's the name of it again?
Well, Grey Ghost Paracon. It's on August 13th. So far our confirmed other speakers are hopefully you. Yay!
Yes.
Chris Williams and Dustin Parry from and Lloyd Auerbach.
Okay.
So we got a great lineup.
And I've got a new book out, so that'd be
Yes,
great to show
absolutely.
about that,
Yeah.
and we would love to come, and that's in Oakland on August 13th.
Alameda, but it was next
Okay,
year.
sorry.
It's okay. Alameda is the old.
I'll
Navy
put a
bit.
link for you on my brand new site that's coming out in this
Yay.
blog, and we'll put up, and you can get in touch with them and take a tour when you get to their boat, the USS Hornet,
Yep.
and take a tour with me when you come here.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming, and we'll get more information about the Hornet out to the
And
people,
thank you for
and about
having
your
us.
lovely event that's about ready to
And-
come out.
And once
The
again,
ghost still like me. I'm young still, so I'm just kidding. I'm like her.
Even though they're twins,
still get
okay?
activity.
She's the
I'm
older
kidding.
twin.
Yeah, 6 minutes.
That's why.
everyone looks like Cary Grant.
Just gonna add
And Marilyn Monroe for the band.
Only hot ghosts need
So
apply.
we've attracted
I have a
people
house
on the
full of
Hornet.
ghosts in here. I'm going to show you and introduce you to them now. Let's
Yay.
go.
Oh, right. I can't wait to meet them.
Thanks again.
You're welcome. Thank you. That was good.
The USS Hornet has embraced their spirit family and acknowledged their ghosts overtly for over a decade, providing ghost tours and paranormal events. They also celebrate its illustrious history daily, and their spirits are respected as the heroes they were in life and afterlife. The Hornet is an impressive part of the United States history, and an instrumental part of World War II, most famous for its Doolittle raid. Many of its crew members of the ship in recent years revisited the flesh, but The Hornet's paranormal population waxes and wanes as years go by. Spirit activity has notably increased as past workers from the Gray Ghost pass on and come back as spirits to visit the ship they once served on. Does this Gray Ghost still haunt the Japanese Army as it did in its glory days of World War II? Perhaps. History lives, and ghosts are our history. An old Celtic saying is that you can retrace your steps of life and death. Hauntings aren't really about where you died at, but where you lived at. And many lived and served on the Hornet side by side. Their camaraderie is still felt in the spirit world. And not all the spirits were World War II pilots, but some were. There are also others on board who never even served on board, and they're clearly felt and make their presence known. For example, the spirits who are believed to have jumped ship from a sister ship, the USS Hornet, to the Hornet. They were both dry docked side by side, and it was thought that both might be scrapped at one point. This particular aircraft carrier, aka the Big O, is now the largest artificial reef in the world in Pensacola, Florida, here on the Gulf Coast, and serves also as an incredible underwater dive adventure destination. But is the now skeletal remains of the sunken ship also haunted by its old crew? Can they haunt both the USS Hornet and the underwater wreckage? Why not? But we shall see specifically, for I intend to rent scuba gear and an underwater paranormal investigative crew to find out for myself. See, I don't believe spirits are stuck. In fact, most have rapid mobility, so it is possible that both locations are filled with ghostly visitors. I interviewed Bill, the owner of Viking Divers out of Pensacola, who reveals no paranormal activity from the wreck. He said that I was the very first person to even inquire. He was actually surprised, but also intrigued. So come along with me to go diving in Pensacola, to dig deeper into the Big O story, and join me at Paracon on August 13th on board for an overnight investigation, where we will inquire more paranormal evidence of our own and present it to you in part 2 of Spirits on the Seas. Right now, all that's absolutely proved true is today's human crew of the Hornet feel as family to their spirit crew. Evidence on the Hornet consists of apparitions, EVPs, apportations, paranormal photographs, all easily acquired, and even ethereal Morse code communication still occurs.
Oh, got it.
Oh, no, that's not dust.
What the hell is that? Is it dust?
Come here first. Come here.
But it's like, it has to be dust.
How can it be dust?
It's weird.
What'd you see? Come here.
If you look at my screen, see all the lights flashing?
Screen. What's not doing it now?
Yeah, it is, a little
Oh,
bit.
yeah, a little bit.
What's that?
See that stuff?
Yes. What is that?
Dust.
Is that dust?
Thinks it's dust, but I don't think so.
It's flying really fast.
Oh, there's something.
Yeah, there's
the
there's
heck?
one.
Though I see it all.
Whoa! Whoa!
That's not dust.
Oh, it's a ghost! It's coming towards me!
No, I saw them.
Oh my god, it's flying towards me.
Oh!
Is that dust?
Have you ever seen that before?
Celeste, did you see this?
And then how come it's not
It was
here?
here. I'm gonna
Kitchen Witchin'. And just like I promised, we will talk about the incredible edible egg. But the egg is more than that. The egg is a great symbol of the cosmic egg, the world. It is sacred to the Loa Dambala and Aida Weedo. The egg is very sacred. And it's used for many things. One, for protection and for healing. Now, you have eggs, many different colors. For an offering, we would use the white egg for Dambala. If we're giving an offering, we may want to write something on there, including a veve. A veve is a symbol signature for the spirit. We make it in most of our offerings in foods. We might make it out of cornmeal or flour. You can also draw it, pen, or paint. In this case, I'm going to draw the 2 sacred serpents, Dambala and Aida Weedo. I'm going to place this on their offering, on the altar, and write a message. In this case, I'll write a simple one. Love and understanding.
we will place this on the altar and consecrate it. Put it over here next to our patron Kabbalah, St. Patrick. To all the spirits that are here. The incredible edible egg. Now, if we have something on us, we might need to get it off. Your egg is also your friend. First, you place the egg on the altar overnight, so it has the spirit energy infused within it. And then you roll it in salt and in fat. This is where your animal energies come into play. Here I have a little bit of goose fat, and I'm also going to have a little gator in there. Put a little of the vegetable matter. I have palm kernel oil. You can make your own if you have a palm tree in the back and boil the pods. We can mix together the different oils. Have your black cat come help you. Black cat's magical, always rub it on the tail. Sit still, don't be a bad bolt. That's her name. All right, can you go fetch the egg? You see this egg? She's got the oil on her nose now. Thank you, kitty. And of course, our friend that we met before, even though the cat's in the way, salt, salt, salt. Sit, kitty. Come on, come on. So, with intention of what you're trying to do to remove all the negativity that's on you, blow and pray into the egg. To the oil, and of course, direct the salt. You can direct the cat to direct your salt if you have to. And roll the egg in the oil till you cover it. Make the sign of the cross with the egg, and then roll the egg all in the salt till you completely cover it. It sticks on there. And it's already been overnight on the altar. You may do this and want to put it for another night over the altar. You have a completely covered salt egg. You want to bathe with that egg. You want to take a shower, and you want to rub it from head to toe in every nook and cranny and crevice, and have it pull, draw all the negativity, problems that are attached or surrounding you into the egg. Pray and focus on that egg. Shower it all away after. Take the egg. Go find yourself a lonely crossroads where you will not return. Over your shoulder, throw the egg and don't look back. Now you could also perhaps put it in a body of water. So there are many ways to use the eggs in water. Eggs are offerings to the spirits of the water. Eggs are also where you can remove the negativity at a crossroads, which could be a body of water, a body of running water, at a graveyard perhaps, or at a cross in the roads you may not return to. Any of those betwixt and between places. So we have our lovely egg that we will have overnight on the altar. And then we have the spirit of the chicken. We have the spirit of the goose. And we have the spirit of palm and much more. Other things you could do with eggs if you are cooking with them. You would put your veve in the pan before you cook. You could add a little garlic in there for flavor and for protection. But you might save those eggshells, and you can make a special chalk that we use in ritual chalk from it. Just kind of save all the shells, dry them out real fine, grind them real fine till you make yourself a chalk. You could buy it too. But I like to make things because it's got your energy in it. And you're praying, you're focusing, you're purchasing the egg, selecting it, you're opening the gates, you're paying the crossroads, you're praying. All of the things in there. We use the sacred rattles or songs for different reasons to direct and focus energy, and because it makes the sound of the snake. The incredible edible egg with my little assistant, Le Chat Noir, me kitty cat.
She also makes a really good way to pet the kitty, and now she's got all that oil and salt goes on my hands all over her, and you have messy kitty. And she do not eat the egg.